I think I realized really quickly how unprepared I was. I didn't have a friend. I didn't have a connection. There was nothing. And I would just walk up and down the streets, literally in a cloud. Knew that it had to be a lot more complicated than just going into a bar and starting to sing. And so I moved home quickly, and all my friends were in college and fraternities and sororities and stuff, and so I felt like, well, I'm missing out. So I did that for a year, and then once I could cross that off my list, I said, okay, well, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? And the only other thing that really I was passionate about was music, and I felt like that I hadn't wholeheartedly dove into that to the point that I knew my potential. And so I went home one day and asked the folks if I said I knew exactly how much money they paid the year before in tuition, and I said, you spent this much money on me last year, will you spend that exact amount of money on me to move back to Nashville and just try? I was here 8 months selling boots, actually, on Broadway down the street, and was just about to move back home, and my connections kind of started from there, and that's just kind of more or less been the theme on my time here in Nashville. Is just when I've been ready to maybe give up, something has happened that was big enough to kind of keep me here another week or another month or another 6 months. And my choir director growing up said, you don't have to sing high to show everybody you're a great singer or to be emotional. You can sing some of your lowest and some of your quietest notes, and it can be just as intense as those high moments. And people laugh at me and give me a hard time all the time about how much I close my eyes when I sing, but I've tried to find songs that, no matter if my eyes are open or my eyes are closed, that I can picture, where I was when I wrote that song, or where I was when I heard that song, or what about that song made me want to sing it. And I always promised myself, regardless of, whatever happened, that I would always pick songs based on how the song touched me. I saw a video one time of Quincy Jones talking about the Thriller record, Michael Jackson, and he said, man, we were so paranoid about how we were going to, record this song or that song, and at the end of the day, we had taste of music. So let's just do what we love. And if we love the crap out of this, let's just take it to the nines and not worry about, is it too rock or is it too country? Is it guitar solo or is it too R&B or too pop? And I just said, you know what? Quincy Jones has been fairly successful. So I'm going to take his advice and at least try to put that, I guess, in my career, so to speak. I can remember the moment I wrote exactly where I was. I was in my parents' house in Kent, Missouri. She was in the next room, and everything about it is perfect. And I knew it was over, and I more or less was just begging her to see all of my, negative traits and praying that she would run and make my job a lot easier. And eventually, I had to take the brunt of it because she was never going to get the hint, no matter how bad of a what I was. When I moved here, you have a list of all these things you want to accomplish, and for me, just being able to play a show and have people sing it back to you, or at least mouth the words, and not just like try to mouth the words, but actually know the words, was right at the top of that list.